Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. Enjoy complimentary access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection. And with a welcome offer of 150,000 points after you spend $20,000 on purchases on the card within your first 3 months of membership, your business can soar to new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum. Built for business by American Express.
At Single Riders, the official dating app for solo part guests, we don't believe in algorithms. We believe in alpha rhythms. That's why our founder, real human man and visionary entrepreneur, Joe the Bearded Nerd, personally designed our onboarding questionnaire while watching The Mandalorian shirtless from a beanbag chair he described as emotional. Here at Single Riders, we're not afraid of bold declarations of love. As our founder once said on a public platform, by choice.
One of you thick, Disney-loving, tattooed women need to hurry up and fall in love with me so I can put a baby in you.
Single Riders, where magic meets maternity, and sometimes you're just the next character in someone else's origin story. App not affiliated with Disney. Founder's opinions are solely his and, unfortunately, recorded. Single Riders is available wherever passive-aggressive swiping is emotionally legal.
Welcome to the Supreme Resort, Land v. World, a podcast about Disneyland and Walt Disney World, and which is the Supreme Resort. Each episode, we will discuss and explore each resort ride by ride, land by land, park by park to determine which is better. I'm your host, Jimmy, and thank you for joining me on this quest to help the greater good of humanity answer this long, elusive question, which is better, Disneyland or Walt Disney World? Sorry, I can't get past our founder. Joining me as always is Dan.
Hi, I don't know what you're talking about.
And also Eric.
Our ad breaks are randomly generated.
That's right.
Yes, it's all algorithm based.
Oh, right about that.
Yes,
So
if you said something about like pants this week, you'll get an ad for maybe jeans.
So, listener, whatever
if you want to add that, sure.
Whatever ad you just heard before the show is based on your algorithm, which means whatever it was you heard, you need to look yourself in the mirror and find out why. Joining us today, you know her from our several mentions on this show. You also know her as a frequent contributor on the Hub Crawl, and you will soon know her from her latest new podcast, Spokes. She is my favorite concierge. It's Marie. Welcome, Marie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, then. Well, Marie, she's here for several reasons. But first of all, she has started a new podcast. It's called Spokes. And I'm going to let her kind of explain what it is, what the origin story, and who she does it with. So, Marie, tell us about Spokes.
Sorry,
Okay,
Marie, when we were talking before about this, I forgot to ask you if you would like to borrow Asher for your show.
Ooh, good
I
question.
really appreciate the offer, but absolutely not.
Oh,
Okay.
But I see him tugging on Dan's sleeve
Mhm.
right now.
Yep.
Hey Marty, my name is Asher and I'm a cool kid who is real just like you. Welcome to the show.
well, that's sweet.
Yeah, still no.
Well, that was nice of Asher.
He's a nice kid.
We know,
But thank
we
you.
know how much you love
Appreciate it.
Asher, so I just wanted to offer
He's
you and all the listeners love
Yeah.
him so much.
he's willing to come on the show with you, Marie. But first of all, what is Spokes?
Okay, so Spokes is a companion show slash after show for the Hub Crawl, which you all know Eric from. And we basically came up with Spokes after discussing, well, we were on episode 81. Myself, Olivia, and Rob were all doing this together. And on that episode, after that episode, we decided we had such great opinions to share with the world. And we wanted to have discussions about the questions and answers that come out of the Hub Crawl episodes. So we decided to start our own show. And we kind of review the questions and answers from the Hub Crawl episode, throw in our own answers, and we are also asking for listeners to contribute and give us their answers so we can read them on the show.
So effectively, it's Hub Crawl 2.0 with correct opinions.
Correct. Exactly. I'm so glad you got this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
So-
it is. Okay.
So, like, for just as a little listener, you're going to get a taste of what that's going to be like because Marie's going to have a chance to spoke the Supreme Resort.
Ooh,
But I do appreciate if you hadn't
spoke as a verb. I like that.
if you hadn't figured it out yet, there's the hub and spoke model of the Magic Kingdom, Disneyland, et cetera. It was sort of something that Walt Disney, I think, or at least the planners of Disneyland, sort of invented in the theme park space. So it's the hub and spoke. You got the hub crawl and you've got spokes. It's very clever. Okay, so I'm done patronizing you, listener. And now, Marie, you'll have hub crawl. There'll be questions. And historically, you will be in a chat group of some kind, maybe some kind of online Discord situation. And
Correct.
you would have those opinions, but you're just putting those opinions on audio.
Yes, exactly.
And who are Olivia and Rob?
So Olivia is a fellow concierge planner. She just joined our team a few months ago. She's also community manager for DL Weekly, so you'll find her in that Discord chat as well. And Rob has the Bantha Milk podcast, which he recently just rebooted with James. So yeah, that's our team.
And just to be clear, that's not concierge James. That is producer James, producer of
Thank you
DL
for
Weekly.
clarifying.
And Hub Crawl.
Correct.
Got it.
Yep.
Well, that's exciting. How many episodes have there been so far?
A whole one.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're brand new.
So you just recorded the one, or you've recorded more than one? You just have only released one.
We have only recorded one so far. We're recording again soon.
Great. There
And
goes
these
Dan.
episodes will come out every other week. So you'll have a hub crawl episode every week. One of them will be the main show. The other will be spokes.
Oh, so it's on the same feed.
Correct.
So listener, wherever
Yes.
you get your hub crawl is where you'll get your spokes. It'll just come into the feed naturally.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're just going to alternate.
Oh, fun. So are you going to alternate releases? Like hub crawl comes out this week and then next week will be spokes about this week's hub crawl.
Correct.
Correct.
And then the week after that will be a new hub crawl and then a new spokes in reference to the previous hub crawl. Eric, do you feel like this is a little bit egocentric of you to have two shows about yourself and your show?
You know, I thought about it for a little bit, and then I said, you know what?
I'm not doing
I deserve someone to say I'm wrong.
You know what would be
every
interesting?
other week.
You know what would be interesting is to have you as a guest on spokes.
Teg and I have talked about it. We will occasionally be on the show
To defend
there
your
will
opinions?
be space for guest hosts. No. Maybe to insult each other's opinions. I don't know.
Great.
Not sure
Marie, what percentage of accuracy do you forecast for Teg,
Ooh.
Eric, and his guests? Do you think they'll be right
Ooh.
half the time?
You know, they have a pretty good track record. There's a few things that Teg is absolutely wrong about a lot. And Eric knows that when he's wrong. I text him. I let him know. So.
Yes. I'm in the loop whenever I'm wrong.
Correct.
I'm never told I'm right,
Now, listener,
but wrong.
probably
yes.
important for you to know that Asher has tied up Dan and he is ball gagged currently. So that's why you're not hearing Dan.
Yeah, but Asher, Asher, what?
Hey Marty. I'm glad we could finally meet. Wanna see me do the worm?
No.
Oh.
No, Asher.
Well, stop doing
you
it,
just
Asher. She said no.
Untie. Oh,
no, is he calling
consent,
her
Asher.
Marty?
Come on.
I think so.
I think he said Marnie.
Oh. Is he trying to say Marie, but he's calling her Marty, I think?
He's got a lot of orange drink in his mouth right now.
Well, he does purple stuff.
Well, I think he ran out. Maybe he's
Oh.
trying to be healthier. He thinks he's drinking Sunny D, but
All right. Well, anyway, that's
Yeah.
Spokes, everybody. You're going to get a chance to hear Marie kind of a little taste of what you can expect from Spokes a little bit later when we go through some of the verdicts of the Supreme Resort, and she's going to tell us why we're wrong or why we're right. We'll see. All right, let's move on. Asher has released Dan from his ball gag and ties.
It's a fun game.
So I guess where we left off was that Asher had orange drink, and I said it was purple stuff, and Eric pointed out that he ran out of purple stuff. That's why he's having orange. soda.
Yes.
Because it's like a universal Disney. I get it. Okay.
yeah, it's not
Do you?
Sunny D.
No, he does not have a cool mom.
No.
Okay. All right, let's move on.
So
Maria's having
I just
such
want
a
to
good
make
time.
it. I just want to make it clear that when I have not been part of this for whatever dubious reasons, you have just been showering Marie with more Asher.
That's correct.
Okay, that's an interesting choice, and I support it.
She is having so much fun. Listener, you can't see it, but she is having a ball. Okay,
fun.
so we've spoken about spokes. Now, the other reason you're on the show, the main catalyst was you just went to Epic Universe.
Yes.
Okay. Is it called Epic Universe or is it Epic Universal? Say more than one word.
It is called Universal's Epic Universe. How's
Got
that?
Brought to you by Universal.
That's right.
Sure.
Sponsored by Comcast.
Universal presents Comcast's Epic Universe, a Universal Studios theme park. Ride it, the movie.
So tell us about the entire vacation. You were in Florida. Tell us what you did before we get to Epic Universe. Also, you went on a cruise. Tell us about the whole process of what it is you did, how long you were there, where you went, how did you plan it? Tell us about that.
Okay. So we left on
First, you
Friday.
called 856 Our Ears.
Mm-hmm.
First, I called myself. And I said, hey, your husband wants to go to Epic Universe because of hockey. So that really was the catalyst for this trip. I will tell you more about this. So watching the Stanley Cup, apparently the Epic Universe commercials played every commercial break. And my husband was a victim of their marketing. He normally does not care much about the theme parks. He normally doesn't care much about Universal specifically. But 5 Immersive Worlds kept on calling him. So at some point towards the end of the Stanley Cup, he was like, we have to go here.
And Maria, I need to interrupt just for our listeners are kind of nerdy. The Stanley Cup is the award given to the best NHL hockey team. It is not an honor for Marvel fans. It is not the Stan Lee Cup. It is the Stanley Cup. Just so we're clear. All right, go ahead.
Now I get it.
All right. So let's see. Yeah, Stanley Cup says go to Epic Universe, or commercials say go to Epic Universe. So my husband said we got to go, and I was like, well, that's fine. Let's plan a trip for 2026 early, like February when the weather's great. No, he wanted to go in July. It is hot.
Listener, on the last episode that hasn't come out yet, Marie hasn't heard it, but I gave a trip report. We were in Florida at the same time, and we didn't know this. And the podcast almost ended because as I went through and talked about the various new experiences that I had, one of them was 115-degree heat index in Florida. And it was at that point that the show ended, Disneyland won. But we've decided to continue on for a couple more weeks because we have some exciting guests. So anyway, go ahead.
All right. So the other part of the reason we went in July is because my best friend's 50th birthday party was on board Royal Caribbean's Utopia of the Seas. So we just put them both together and did this whole week-long vacation.
Tell us about the Utopia of the Seas. It's not your favorite?
It's not my favorite. It is marketed as the ultimate weekend, the biggest weekend at sea. It's a party ship. It's a giant party ship. And normally my husband and I cruise just the two of us, and we do kind of mellow, relaxing things. I knew that was not what this kind of vacation was going to be. My friend and her family like to live it up and party it up, and we knew it was going to be busy. So I knew that piece going in, but I didn't realize that there would be no escaping the party. So there's music blasting absolutely everywhere, in the atrium, on the pool deck, everywhere. You can't escape it. So that piece of it wasn't my favorite. There was lots of fun stuff to do, but
you talk about
air horns? Were there a lot of air horns involved?
No, not the air horns. Just really loud thumping music, like you are in the club 24/7.
So you mentioned frequent cruises with you and your husband out of California. Or are you flying places for this?
We've done both. We've done a couple out of Long Beach, and we've done a couple out of Florida.
So you're usually just the two of you, and you're not usually on a rowdy party cruise. Have you done a Disney cruise before?
Yeah, we did the Disney Fantasy last year for spring break. That was the first time we brought our daughter on a cruise.
Does doing the Disney Fantasy or a Disney cruise ship spoil other cruise experiences, or is it something you can separate? Like this is its own thing, but I can still enjoy a cruise that's a non-Disney cruise because it's still cruising.
Yeah, totally. We have cruised Carnival before we ever went on Disney. They're totally different things. They're all three of them are completely different things. So I don't think one spoils another.
So help me with an analogy. So like thinking about staying, okay, this is a good example. I go to Six Flags, I go to Knott's Berry Farm, I go to Dollywood, I go to Disney. They're all theme parks.
Mm-hmm.
Just one is just better than the other. It doesn't ruin me for Six Flags. It's a different thing. I'm going to ride roller coasters. I'm not there for immersive entertainment. Is that
or it shouldn't. I'm sure for some people who are, kind of nuts, they're like, Knott's Berry Farm isn't Disney. It's like, well, yeah, that's why they're two different things.
Well, and according to the news, Dollywood is the best theme park.
That's right.
So that's a different discussion. So
yeah,
Silver Dollar City's up there.
Sure
I can separate them out. I do separate them out. I don't expect Disney from Carnival. Like, what kind of nutcase would? No, they're different things.
That's an excellent question.
Right. Yeah. But I guess the my analogy really was, they're all cruises, but you know what you're getting into and what you're trying to get out of it. Okay.
Totally.
So anyway, this is not a cruise ship podcast. We're going to move on. So then you had that weekend, you combined it with Epic Universe because the Stanley Cup told you to.
Yep.
And so tell us about that. How long did you stay at Epic? Did you go to other parks? What other land-based theme park activities did you do?
Yeah, so we just did Epic Universe. We had done the other two Universal parks last year. We coupled that with our Disney cruise last year. So this year we were just focusing on Epic Universe, and I opted to do 2 days at Epic Universe this time instead of just one and the Express Pass route, which was another option we were playing with. We met up with Mike's sister and her family, so it was a bigger group, and I think that was the way to go for us. I highly recommend 2 days at Epic Universe.
Okay.
It was a great way to experience it.
Did you park in the parking lot of Epic Universe?
No, we flew in and we did not have a car. We walked. So we stayed at Stella Nova, which is within walking distance. They also have a bus, but you can literally see the theme park across the very busy intersection from the hotel. So it's about a 7 to 10 minute walk, or you can take a bus.
Okay. So is it a bus that's just from Stella Nova to the park and back, or does it pick up at other hotels?
No, it does one loop. It is Stella Nova to Epic Universe to Stella Nova, back and forth.
That's pretty cool.
Say
So it's
I'm
convenient.
staying at a hotel and I leave my pants there amongst other items of clothing.
Mm-hmm.
How long would it take me to get from that hotel to Epic
That's a
Universe?
great question. So if you're at the Lowe's Royal Pacific and you leave your pants and you don't have friends to go get them for you,
right?
And you're now at the Stella Nova, how would you go get those pants?
Yeah, you're gonna have to take a bus to
You're
Epic Universe,
not wearing
and then
pants
from
in
Epic
this
Universe to Lowe's, and then you'll have to ask for your pants. They'll probably deliver a really big bag, and you're gonna wonder what else you forgot.
That's right.
And then you'll open it up and find you also left a shirt and maybe some other things.
And underpants, yes. Yes, Dan, and
you
in
were
this scenario,
wearing pants, right?
I'm not wearing any pants.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
He only brought the one.
Right.
So I think the ultimate point is, Marie, that you would have to take a bus from the Stella Nova to Epic Universe and then take another bus to go to the Lowe's Royal Pacific
to get your pants.
Correct.
To get your pants. So, I mean, that's not different than if he was at All-Star Movies and left his pants at the Grand Floridian. He'd have to take a bus to a theme park to take another bus to the hotel, right? So it's not
exactly
correct.
But anyway, Stella Nova is convenient to Epic Universe. You did 2 days, and tell us why 2 days is the right move, and should it be 3, or is 2 days the right move?
Again, it depends on what you're trying to get out of it. 2 days was right for us because we actually lucked out. On the first day, we got pretty much everything checked off our list. It was a surprise to me. It just was luck. We ended up being able to get in lines that were not crazy long. Timing just worked out for us. 3 days, I don't think you really need 3 days unless you also want to play all of the games in Super Nintendo World and do all of the wand things in the Ministry of Magic area and do all of the attraction. There's if you want to do attractions more than once, sure, 3 days might be for you.
So let's talk about the various lands and what's in them. Is there anything that you didn't do that you wish you would have?
Yes, the shows. Because of timing and the way things worked out with the party that we were with, I did not get to see either of the shows that I wanted to see.
Like
So that is a regret.
there's a Ministry of Magic show or the French thing.
Correct.
And
it's
then
like a circus
How to Train Your
show.
Dragon show. Oh, yeah, sorry.
And the How to Train Your Dragon show, yeah. So the family saw both. Mike and I, my husband and I, did not see either.
Okay, so you would have liked to have seen that. So maybe 3 days is the answer.
Maybe 3 days is the answer. Part of the reason I didn't get to see one of the shows is because it was down. So that's not something we're used to with Disney, right? The shows just happen. These shows were complicated enough, apparently, that they weren't able to run a couple of times. The times that I wanted to go.
So they didn't actually have a performance.
The performance was canceled for the time slots that I had planned for.
So it's not like Murphy B mode like back in the day.
From what I can tell from some of the videos I've seen, there is no B mode. It's just lots of screens and some practical effects and people standing in front of the screens going, "Hey, look at me." I mean, more than that, but
so you're saying I didn't miss anything, Dan? Is that what you're telling me?
I would never say such a thing, but yes.
Okay. So I guess an important thing to note. Sorry, Eric, go ahead.
Unless you like watching shows where people say, "Hey, look at me."
Yeah. I like this.
It appears that the How to Train Your Dragon show is possibly worth seeing if you're into that. It looks like a lot more puppets, but then the other
if you're into
ones,
what? If you're into puppets or if you're into training dragons?
It both. But it looks like the others are mainly just screen based.
So I went into Epic Universe because I don't like spoilers. And knowing that we were going pretty soon after opening, I didn't watch any videos. I didn't try to figure out what rides were what. So I had no idea what to expect with the shows or the attractions, really, except for what I had already known about Super Mario World and or Super Nintendo World.
Which is similar to what we did in Hollywood?
Similar, but better. Bigger.
Oh, bigger and better.
Bigger and better. Yep.
Okay, so I'm stalling a little because I'm trying to pull up a map and I'm having a harder time than I thought I might because I want to kind of go through each of the lands. So the entry plaza, and that's called Celestial Park. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about the entryway. How does it feel? What is it kind of? What was your takeaway from that entry experience?
And how hot was it?
No, we already covered that.
Oh, okay.
It was very hot. So we rope dropped, or whatever the equivalent for Universal is for rope drop. So initially we didn't see a whole lot of the Celestial Park because with rope drop, we immediately went to the left to get to Super Mario World. And as you can imagine what rope drop looks like, it's just wall-to-wall people, right? So we didn't see that initially. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was going to ask, why did you not go? Did you you try to avoid spoilers, but did you avoid any advice or touring planning of any kind?
No,
or was it just,
I didn't
you just
avoid
really wanted
that.
to do?
It was the visual spoilers. I didn't want to see any videos. I didn't want to see what to expect, but I did definitely do some planning and a little bit of research about the best way to tackle the parks.
Okay. So then Super Nintendo World was the answer.
It was for us that day. So there are other answers depending on what you want to do. But for our group, my brother-in-law was extremely ecstatic and excited to see Super Nintendo World. And that was the first place he wanted to go. And I was on board with that. So that's why we went left.
Talk to me about the tunnels, like the entry tunnels. Does it kind of give you that sense of... So the general theme park conceit with this, and we talked about it on the Indiana Jones episode and a couple other times, where when you you go from a small area to a big area. It's like a big reveal. They do that a lot in queues and a lot of rides and stuff. It just feels more grand. Did you get that sense in every one of these tunnels or
We
portals?
did.
Portals.
We
Yeah, I was
definitely
gonna say.
did for the Super Nintendo World portal. So, spoiler alert, you go into the portal and you're going up an escalator. It's green. You literally feel like you're in one of the Super Mario, like, what are they, pipes? The green pipes?
Or
That's what it feels like.
Dee.
Oh, man.
Exactly.
Are they
And-
all escalators or just this one?
Just this one. This one's an
Okay.
escalator. And it's kind of a silly escalator because it takes you up, but then you have to go down the stairs to access the attractions.
Maybe you're having to go over like a utilidor of sorts or something. It's just functional.
Marie,
I don't know.
would it have
if
been
it's-
better if it was a speed ramp?
Ooh, great question.
Ooh, that is a really great question. Maybe. Might have been safer.
Universal is famous for escalators, though.
That's
So
true.
They
Marie,
love escalators.
in this land, and guys, I'm sorry, this is just me nerding out. You guys can interrupt anytime.
That's what I'm doing.
Great.
So
In
are,
this
are
land,
these, once you commit to a portal, my impression is that like you're kind of, is the only in and out point that portal, or are there connecting spaces
question.
between the?
Yeah, that's a great question.
places.
So this is one of the tips that I throw out as a travel
She's not
planner.
gonna
Like,
answer
do the portal
That is a
the
great
first time you're
question.
entering the lands, but there are other entrances and exits on the sides, and they're faster, especially in the case of Super Nintendo World, because you're, like I said, going up an escalator to go down the stairs, when really you could just go around and walk right into the land.
Oh, you can. I see that. But you can't go directly from Dark Universe to Super Nintendo World without getting
Correct.
into Celestial Park.
Correct. Yep. You've got to go
Which is
back down the
interesting.
spoke and out into the hub.
I wonder if that's going to change at some point.
So
They're
this,
going to adapt for that.
so I think I'm seeing why you chose Super Nintendo World as the rope drop, because there's like more things there and less chance that the main thing that you want to go on is broken. Because from what I understand, like the Harry Potter, whatever that place is called, I think there's, if I remember correctly, there's really only one ride there, and it's kind of like Rise of the Resistance in that there's a really good chance it won't be working until the middle of the day.
Hmm.
and,
Yeah,
and,
so
that-
And the show.
and then because of the portal system and how everything's laid out, if you end up stuck there, then you have to walk all the way across to the other things. Where, and correct me if I'm wrong, Super Nintendo World seems to have at least like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5
It's got three things.
Yeah.
You've got the Donkey Kong ride, the Mine Cart, Mario Kart, which is the same as Hollywood, I assume.
Yes.
Is the queue the same? That kind of
the queue's
immersive.
better.
Is it better?
Oh.
It's better.
Why is that?
There's a lot more to see. It's not as interactive, or neither of them are super interactive, but
Right.
there's a lot more to see because it's a longer queue in Orlando.
Yeah, just the gift of space, right?
Yes.
So when you're walking into this, and I'm starting to realize that we could probably talk for another 2 hours. So I'm going to try to speed this up from my perspective.
Okay.
When you go into each of these portals, and they're self-contained lands, right?
Mhm.
So I'm thinking back to the Wizarding World at Universal, and yes, you access Diagon Alley through that red brick wall, but that's not the only way in.
Mhm.
I was just thinking out loud. When you walk into the portals, is there a weenie in each of these portal neighborhoods? What do they call them?
Oh, good. Good question.
Yeah, that's a great question. The only weenie I really remember is from Super Nintendo World, because it's that grand reveal. Once you get to the top of the escalator, you have stairs going down below you, but directly in front of you, you have Bowser's Castle. And that's your weenie. And then all
Yeah.
of the kinetics of the entire land. The whole thing is really a weenie. The other portals, not so much. There's not really a weenie that you see initially.
Okay, so of the three things you can do, Yoshi's Adventure, which seems like, family friendly, the Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, and then the Donkey Kong Minecart Madness, what is the best ride in that land?
That's a good question. I don't know about the best. I really had fun on the Donkey Kong Minecart Madness. The whole jumping the track thing is a a really fun concept, even if you can see how that works while you're standing in the queue watching the ride.
That's
But
funny.
it's
I
still
didn't know that
fun.
happened.
It works like being on it. It still kind of reads.
Oh yeah, totally. It reminds
cool.
me of Goofy Sky School, where you think you're going to fall off the track.
Sure.
Nice.
It is a
I love
minecart
Goofy
after
Sky
all.
School.
Okay, so let's move on to unless anybody has any other questions about Super Mario.
No.
Let's talk about Dark Universe.
Were my pants there?
I didn't see
They were
them.
on a bus. They were still on the bus.
Okay.
So Dark Universe, so Disney's trying to respond. We talked about it in the last episode of my trip report. I went to see the Villains show in Hollywood Studios, which is kind of Disney's like, let's try this out. How do villains play, and can we make them fun and not scary? Because just like not so scary Christmas, Halloween, and all that kind of stuff. Disney has to take dark and kind of make it fun.
Yeah.
So is this like scary dark?
Oh yeah, this is scary dark. Don't bring your little kids in here who are scared of things. There are characters that walk around and pop out at you. There are very
like
dark
actual people or like robots?
No, people. There are people.
Wow. It's like a
Roaming
permanent
characters.
scare park or whatever, like a Halloween Horror Nights all day long, every day, all 365.
I mean,
That's a
they're
shame
not
because we all know
constantly there.
how relevant and cool the kids find the Universal monsters these days.
Well, I know one kid. Dan, just stop pushing him away. Let him up to your microphone.
Okay.
All the kids at my school can't get enough of those classic Universal monsters. Don't even get me started on Billy the Kid versus Dracula.
Yeah.
See?
Billy the Kid versus Dracula, Asher?
My mom says that if the Universal energy wasn't so damn long, I probably wouldn't be here today.
Oh, wow.
I think he's talking
Oh, my
about
goodness.
Universe. She's probably talking about
Universe of
Universe
Energy?
and
So the Ellen's
he's
Energy
getting
Adventure.
confused.
So Asher was conceived whilst on Ellen's Energy Adventure?
I believe that's the implication of what we just heard. Yes.
That's
right.
some new lore. Wow. Thanks, Asher.
Back to, thanks Asher's mom, really. Let's go back to Dark Universe. So there are two rides in there: the Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment, and the Curse of the Werewolf. Did you do either or both of these?
I did both of them.
Now,
they're
did Stanley Cup tell you to do these things?
They hinted at it because it's part of
Okay.
one of the immersive worlds, right?
Yes. And so these, we've been saying the word land because that's what we do here. Are
Mhm.
these worlds?
Oh.
I think
I think they're
so.
portals.
Well, there's a portal into what?
I don't think they put that. Hold on.
Okay, so Super Nintendo
Hotel.
World, Super Nintendo World,
Okay.
Mhm.
Dark Universe, Hotel, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of... So this is very inconsistent. So some are worlds, some are isles, some are just dark.
Universes, sure.
Dark universes. Okay,
Ooh,
anyway,
yes.
no consistency. All right, so those two things, tell us about them.
Okay, so Dark Universe as a whole, it is creepy. I didn't go in there at night. I'm a chicken.
Oh, really?
I know they're not real.
You
but
refused to go in?
No, I didn't refuse. It just didn't happen based on what was going on. But the teenagers, so my daughter's 13, her cousin's 14, they ran around and did everything all day long. So they went in there at night. They weren't afraid because they're not like me. Curse of the Werewolf is a coaster, and it's both in and outdoor. If you get motion sick, just be aware. It has the spinning thing like Cosmic Rewind, but it's much more violent. And according to my daughter, the seatbelt check takes longer than the ride. So you're spinning around on this coaster, and by the time you kind of get your bearings, it's done. Super short.
That sounds like a Knott's ride.
Interesting. Yeah, right. And then it looks like Curse of the Werewolf is outside.
It's
Or is that
outside.
just
It
the
has
queue
a
I'm
couple
looking at?
places it like goes in a tunnel type thing.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
we
while
probably
they
don't
were
need
in
to go
line,
this
were they
much
talking
detail.
about all their favorite Wolfman movies and Creature from the Black Lagoon movies?
Yeah, they didn't care. That's the thing I think about
Ah.
this age, like their particular ages. They didn't care about the theming. They just cared about the coaster.
Right. Okay, let's move on to the Wizarding World. This is, I think, the thing that most people are excited about. In Diagon Alley, you have at the end of the street, you have the fire breathing dragon. Is there something like that in the Wizarding World? Sorry, let me call it the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic.
No, there is nothing like that. It is a very beautiful, cool scene of Paris in the olden days. But there's no
20s.
fire-breathing dragon. There's a circus at the end. That's what you see, the circus tent.
Yes, that's the show.
That's the show.
And it appears that the big draw there is mainly that everything is full size and very tall.
Yeah,
and very
like 4
large.
stories tall, taller than anything they've ever built.
Oh, wow.
It does look very tall. It looks very grand. You really feel tiny in the little land. My biggest gripe with that area was that there were shops and names of things on doors that I really wanted to go into, and they're fake. You can't go in there.
Right. Yeah. So are there shops? And there must be. I mean, like Diagon Alley has storefronts that don't have anything in them.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, did you try any of the shops? I mean, it's the French Ministry of Magic that you're going into, and then you take a flu network to the England one, right?
Correct.
So is it just a bunch of like real French, and is it French magic stuff?
Yeah, basically it is. There wasn't a whole lot that we could actually like read and interpret what things are. You know what the butterbeer card is. It's obvious.
Yeah. Le Butterbeer is what it's called.
Butterbeer.
Excuse me. Le Butterbeer. Just as good as it is everywhere else in the parks. We did go into a candy/bakery shop and ordered some macarons that were actually pretty delicious, much better than I had expected.
Were there crepes anywhere?
Yes, they have crepes. We didn't have them. My sister-in-law had them, said they were phenomenal.
So I want to hear about the ride. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I literally know nothing about it, and I don't care about spoilers. So tell me about the ride. Dan said something about Rise of the Resistance. Is that right? Does that track?
Yeah, it's not quite like that.
Not there are technical issues apparently, but it's not a track list. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So you enter the ride queue through the Flu Network, as we discussed, which is really cool. I've
seen that. Was that a cool effect?
It was a cool effect. I was expecting much less from it. It was actually really cool. One of the kids that we had with us is 10, and she believed that she just used flu powder and went in the Flu Network. It was very cute.
That's so cool.
It was very cool.
Yeah, I've seen the queue.
Uh-huh.
So, sorry, go ahead. Once.
So just once you get through, it is a grand reveal. It is huge. It looks exactly like the Ministry of Magic that you see in the movies. It is towering over you and feels really ominous because it's also a dark period, kind of.
So we're unofficially a Harry Potter podcast also. Do you know enough about Harry Potter? I'm going to ask this question. They are reimagining the books on HBO Max with a series 10 years long. Every season is a book. So the first season will be 8 episodes. That's 8 hours, which is basically how long the book is.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to flesh out a lot more detail and a lot more characters and things. So question for the group. You have all this IP and you have all these show scenes and whatever. When they get to Diagon Alley in the show, which is, I guess, canon, I don't know. Do they have to make it look like the movie? When they get to the Ministry of Magic, do they have to make it look like this? Or is it just like, this is the movies are canon, this is just a reimagining on TV?
I think they make it like those ABC episodes where they like go to the real place and they actually use Epic Universe as.
So you think they're like the TGIF shows that would go to?
Yes.
Okay.
So Urkel's
the
there
movie,
and he's
the
on
TV
trial.
show is going to be filmed on location at Orlando.
Yeah. And they bring back most of the
ride.
cast of Family Matters.
How many people in the queue will be in the queue while they're filming? They'll just show people in the queue.
That's why it's 6 hours long.
Yeah, according to the TGIF logic, I'd say it's very clear that there's a full line that they have stopped in order to tape this scene.
Okay. Anyway, back to the real show. Okay, so the ride itself, Marie, is it on a track?
So it's on a track, I think. I don't know if I don't know if
Is
it's
it a
below
roller
you or
coaster?
above you. It's
I think
like an elevator ride.
Oh, like a Tower of Terror type thing?
But not. So my husband is terrified of Tower Terror and doesn't like dropping rides. So as soon as we sat
Okay.
down and he realized this is an elevator, he was like, hang on, are you going to drop me from the sky? And they were like, we are not Disney. We do not drop our visitors from the sky.
Did they say that?
They did. They actually said
Oh,
that.
wow.
Wow. Unnecessary burn.
Yeah.
And I laughed uncontrollably.
Way to take me
I thought
out
it was
of it.
hilarious. So you don't get dropped from the sky, but you are in an elevator, and it's like the elevator in the Ministry of Magic where you're going back and forth, up and down. But there's screens. There's screens, and there are animatronics, and still,
It is universal.
It is universal, right? So again, as somebody who doesn't love screens, it makes me a little nauseous. I had a little bit of a hard time, but overall, it was a very cool ride. I would not wait 3 hours for it. I wouldn't wait 2 hours
Okay.
for it. Might wait an hour.
Could you, is there an analog at a Disney theme park? The closest thing to the Ministry of Magic ride is?
just to hop in on the ride vehicle. It looks like it is a Kuka arm with the individual vehicle like enclosed, so you don't really see the Kuka stuff
Right.
below you.
So like the Hogwarts ride.
Okay, yeah, like
Okay.
yeah, okay,
But it's
gotcha.
But
underneath you, right, Dan?
You're in a box. What's that?
Yes.
It's actually behind you.
Is it behind you? Okay.
The
I don't know.
arm
I
is.
couldn't tell where the track was, but it felt
Sounds like there may not be a track.
No, I think there's definitely a track. I think it's like it's the track is below you,
okay.
and then the arm comes up and it's like holding the ride vehicle by the bottom, and
That's what
back.
It feels like. Yeah,
Let me
that's
see,
what it
there's
feels
another
like.
picture I'm looking at.
So to answer your
that
question,
is-
Jimmy, I would say that it's a cross between Rise of the Resistance and Tower of Terror.
Okay.
That's what it feels like.
Of course, Rise of the Resistance has a Tower of Terror component in it, but I get your point.
Right.
Okay, so let's move on. After having gone to Epic Universe, can you tell me how to train your dragon?
I cannot. I didn't master that skill.
Oh, but you went into that world/land/isle.
Sure did.
And
It was pretty. It was really pretty. If I don't remember the movies as much because my kids are older, but it was very much like what I remember of the movie. It's a lot of fun for the littler kids. There's not a lot to do for little kids at Epic Universe, but like, the 7 to 10-year-olds absolutely love that area. The roller coaster there, Hiccup's Wing Gliders coaster, was really fun. But again, we were there in July and that whole queue is outdoors. So that kind of ruined the fun for me a little bit. I was a little bit already irritated before we ever got on the ride.
Right.
So-
It's not like they knew that it was going to be hot in Florida. So it's just
That's
like,
right.
What are we going to do?
Yeah.
that's right. So is it fair to say that this is sort of children's land then?
Yes and no, because the two attractions, or there's 3 attractions there. So there's the coaster, but I think it still has a 40, maybe 44. It could be 48-inch height limit or minimum. Sorry, I can't
It
see.
So
right
you've
seems
now.
got
like a pretty intense coaster. so that
Dragon
makes sense.
Racers Rally.
So
There's a
Dragon
48
Racers Rally is not a
48-inch height.
coaster. Hmm.
And then there's the Hiccup's Wing Gliders. That seems a little more kiddie. That's 40-inch.
Oh, it's 40. Okay.
And then the other one was Fire Drill, which appears to be
That's a water ride.
water.
Yeah, it's a water ride.
The Wing Gliders one is not a kiddie thing. You're up in the
So,
air.
Yeah,
Is that the
you're
one
up
where you
in
can
the
flip
air.
upside down?
You can, if you can make it work. So
Oh.
our kids couldn't make it work. They couldn't flip.
Well,
So finally, with this, I just kind of want to make a couple observations and get your opinion. So, in the Celestial Park, there is a roller coaster in Celestial Park, right?
Yes.
And it's is that Stardust Racers?
Yes, correct.
Did you go on that?
I did.
What did you think about that?
It was really fun. It was really fun and it was really terrifying. I
Oh,
used
is it
to
terrifying?
love coasters. So it does do, what is it? It does inversions. It doesn't have a giant loop. It's more like the small corkscrew kind of loops. And then you have another coaster going at the same time in tandem. Excuse me, in
so
tandem
it looks
with
like you're going to hit each other at one point.
Yeah, it's terrifying. And I rode it without the other coaster going. But it was still really scary. So for me, the scariest thing, because I'm weird, is the fact that I'm flat on my back going straight up into the sun. And then all of a sudden I get flipped forward. And that was that was the end for
That's
me.
all you needed.
Was that like a top hat sort of thing, or was that like on the Velocicoaster?
I didn't ride the Velocicoaster, so I can't compare
Okay.
it to that. But I literally like could see my knees in front of like you're like in a chair, but you're on your flat on your back going straight up, and then all of a sudden you're going straight down. I don't know what happened. I got flipped, and it was terrifying.
Love it.
So one of the things that I have observed about Disney versus Universal, Disney in its immersion, we all know about that, but with very few exceptions, all of the roller coasters are indoors. I mean, not all of them, obviously, but, Space Mountain. But Thunder Mountain, while it's not indoors, it doesn't look like a roller coaster. It looks like a mountain.
Right.
So even though it's probably higher than some of the roller coasters kids might be scared of, they're kind of always at ground level, right?
Yeah.
Splash Mountain, mostly indoors. Even it's outdoor, you can't really see it. Sorry, excuse me. Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
No, don't. It's Splash Mountain.
The point is that you can't see it from the ground. And, Seven Dwarfs, to some extent, you can see. But again, it built into a mountain. So it's not a roller coaster, right?
Right.
So the exceptions, of course, are the little junior ones in Storybook Circus and in Toontown, and the one in Andy's backyard. But those are specifically supposed to be roller coasters. They're themed as roller coasters, right?
Right.
And so that's one of the observations I made. It's like, all of the quote unquote thrill ride roller coasters, you can't see. You can't see that it's a roller coaster. So you're immersed in that way as a bystander. Whereas Universal has a roller coaster in the middle of the GD park. And it's like, I'm sitting in this super immersive environment in Hogsmeade, and I'm having my butterbeer and my, my chicken leg from the Three Broomsticks. I'm sitting outside, and there's a roller coaster that goes by me every 10 seconds. It's just, I don't understand why they do that, and why there's so much of it outside, and why is there one in the middle of the park in this beautiful new celestial park thing? What's the theme?
So the theme, I think, is just celestial. It's space. So I actually can forgive it. It was so pretty at night. I didn't care where I could see it from. It was really cool. All of the lights. I thought it didn't bother me, and I couldn't see it from places where I felt like I shouldn't be able to see it. I think the one place that I could remember seeing it from was Isle of Burke. And it's just kind of in the background, and the color works with the land. The coaster track is like yellow, and Isle of Burke is very yellow. So it didn't bother me. And you
like
can't
a Tower
really
of
hear
Terror
it.
in Tower of Terror in Morocco situation.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so you
in
couldn't
the
really hear it.
distance,
So
but who
it didn't
cares?
take you out, was the point.
No, I don't think so.
So, and also, this isn't really a hub and spoke model, this park.
It's not
It's
really.
a little closer to Islands of Adventure, where there's really no central hub. You having to just kind of hop around a big circle.
Right. It's an oval. Yeah.
So is the weenie then, would it be the hotel?
There's a carousel in the middle. Maybe it's the carousel and the water that's in between. So there's water, there's carousel, and there's more water, and then the hotel.
Looks like the big fountain is sort of the
maybe that's
collective visual draw point.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Marie, overall, if you were to rank Orlando's theme parks, okay. So, and I'm going to give you Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, and Epic Universe. That's 7. Let's take SeaWorld and the rest out, right?
Okay.
So just the 7 major Disney Universal theme parks. What is the order, top to bottom?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Okay. Let's see. I love Animal Kingdom. That's going to be my number 1.
That's your number 1.
Epcot's
That's a
my
great
number
choice. Very, very underrated. People sleep on that park.
Totally.
What is your opinion about Rafiki's Planet Watch and the Wilderness Express to get you there?
Listen, I like them both. Okay, they might need a little refresh, but they're great.
Okay. Is it better than Casey Jr. or no?
The ride itself.
Ooh, no,
The Wilderness
itself.
Express.
no, the Wilderness Express is not better than Casey Jr.
Okay,
Thank
fine.
you.
Whew, okay.
So let's
One down.
Animal Kingdom number 1.
Number 2 is Epcot.
Okay. Why Epcot?
Epcot, I just love Epcot. It's got so much to explore. I feel like I still haven't seen it all, and it has Cosmic Rewind. What else do you want?
Yeah, all those things are valid. Same could be true for Animal Kingdom. There's so much to explore, and you probably haven't seen it all.
So are you saying
Epcot,
specifically current Epcot or Epcot as an idea? Or
Nostalgicot
No, current Epcot.
Okay.
with
Dan, come on.
Moana and the Walt statue?
I love all those things.
Okay, so and there's just something special about Epcot. I totally agree. I think gun to my head, that's poor expression, but I would say Epcot would be my number 1.
But poor expression because he does have one to his head. So
Asher has come over to my house.
Yeah.
So I interchangeable for me though. I think you're right. Epcot, Animal Kingdom. What's number 3?
Number 3 is going to be Magic Kingdom.
Why that over Hollywood Studios or one of the Universals?
Hollywood Studios is trash. We don't need Hollywood Studios.
Whoa. Oh no. Jimmy's writing that down.
I am writing all of it down. So
that's in pen.
So Hollywood Studios is trash. That's number 4. But even Hollywood Studios is trash is above any Universal park?
Oh, crap. I forgot we were including those. I mean, shoot. Sorry.
You can say crap and shoot.
Okay.
As long as you don't say shit.
I might have
you're
to
fine.
bleep out crap.
Okay, hold on. I'm standing by my first 3 options. I am going to put
Okay.
Epic Universe over Hollywood Studios.
Okay. And could you substantiate it for me? Why? And beyond its trash, but why is Epic Universe a better theme park than Hollywood Studios?
I think it's the immersion plus the newness of all of the things. I really like that we have Monsters Universe, even though I'm a scaredy cat. I love having something that's not specifically like an IP base. I don't know. I think the monsters.
I mean, they're technically an IP.
Well, I
but
mean,
yeah.
we're all fans of the Universal classic monsters.
Of course.
Yeah.
Including Asher.
Lon Chaney was the best actor and also a great vice president.
There we go.
My grandma says that's cause he could hide his face, which is important in politics.
He has Cheney's confused.
I don't know if he does.
Okay, so one of the things that I've been saying for a while now, when people talk about how excited they are about Epic, it's like, and I haven't been, and I'll go in December, but when you think about it, even if it's just okay, it's the last major theme park to open in Orlando was Islands of Adventure, which was 24 years
so
ago.
long ago.
24, 25 years ago, right? So anything you're going to open is going to be 25 years of technology ahead of what is there now. And then the last Disney park was 97, 98 was Animal Kingdom.
Right.
So just by virtue of that, so under that lens, Marie, is it better because of that? Or is it everything you said about the theming and whatever? Or is it the newness that has a lot to do with it?
I think the newness does have a lot to do with it, but you can't really separate that out, right? I mean...
No, you can't. I'm wondering if 20 years from now, if that's still the answer.
Yeah,
you know
me too.
I mean? It'll still be newer than... What's that?
So I'll let you know in 20 years. I don't know.
Okay, sounds good. I'm setting a calendar reminder now.
Maybe when they open up their Jaws portal, it'll be better.
Animal Kingdom, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Epic Universe, Hollywood Studios, and then the last 2 Universals in what order?
I'm going to say Islands of Adventure is next.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Universal is a terrible, terrible theme park. If not for Diagon Alley, just burn it to the ground, you know?
Agreed.
The rest of it's just like, it's like Six Flags with some, I don't know.
I actually have a question for all of us. It looks like there's room for at least 2 new portals that they can expand.
Yes, they have 2 expansion pads.
What are those going to be? I'm going to say Jurassic Park, definitely. And Fast and Furious.
No.
No.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dan. So Jurassic Park, because Velocicoaster is so popular, because these movies, they keep crapping out, keep making $1 billion, they're going to do something. And it's going to probably have something to do with, actual dinosaurs trying to eat you. And I think they would probably do something inside, a little bit more of an indoor version of going into Jurassic Park. And maybe you're in a Jeep, you know what I mean? Like in the original. And you're riding through, and it's a sound stage, but
so it's like
you're outside. It's, yeah, that's right. That's exactly it, Eric. It's like
or real wild card pick instead of Fast and Furious, Waterworld.
Oh wow!
They can put Waterworld right in the middle. There's so much water.
There's so much water. I can get on board with Jurassic Park. That makes sense to me. But they need stuff for the little kids to do. I'm going to say they've got to put a Minions Land in there.
Ooh, that's the answer.
That hurts, but that's probably correct.
That's right.
Right.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Okay. So, and it would have to be a portal. It would have to be Minions portal, and you go to Minions Land, and there's Minions running around, and Gru is there.
Yeah.
All right, Marie. So I think that kind of sums up what I was trying to get out of your epic experience. So it sounds like your takeaway is it's a solid theme park, not quite as good as all of Disney World. Staying at a couple hotels around there is as convenient as staying in, some adjacent Disney theme park. Is there anything that theme park does better than Disney World?
Yes, but it's not what you think.
Okay, tell me.
It's going to be their Coke freestyle machine, so you can get free ice and filtered water whenever you want.
Nice. Wow.
Oh, we're going to put that on the clickbaity social media post.
No doubt. So, like, I noticed that at Disney the last time we went, is that it's very rare to have a soda fountain that you can access. Like, the water parks had them, which was great. And by the way, free to get in, no parking fee, no security. It was fantastic. Anyway, there's some freestyle there. You could just get ice and water wherever you wanted at the water parks. It was only at the aside from water filling stations, which are warm, tepid Florida sulfur water.
Right.
The only place I found it with like an open fountain you could get ice and water was at the commissary, the ABC commissary.
Oh,
otherwise you had to go to a person and
that
say,
is
"I want,"
surprising.
and they're like, "Fill up my water,"
and they give you a tiny
they're
little
like,
cup.
"Yeah," because they can't touch your water bottle.
Right.
So like, we'll give you small cups of ice water to pour into your water bottle. But yeah, anyway. So
I do love that though about Disney, where they're just like, no, really, just take 4. It's not a big deal. Just take them.
Yeah, just fill up GD water.
Just come back. We'll give you more.
Yes. That's interesting because it's such an inexpensive thing to like the freestyle machines. Soda in general is just inexpensive, right? Like, why wouldn't you have things out for people to get ice water? I mean, they have those little QR code cups that limit what you can get, but why couldn't you just give me, it's water and ice and not sulfur?
Jimmy, do you know
Exactly.
how much
And those
Disney
machines will
spends
give
on-
any cup ice and water. So we did not buy the universal cups. We had
That's what
our
I'm
own
talking about.
reusable water bottles, and we could get ice and water, and it was fantastic. Didn't have to talk to a person. The machine
That's
gave me
the
the
best
water.
part.
Exactly.
Well,
Eric,
and
Dan?
Disney does spend so much on their Coca-Cola products.
I mean,
That's the joke is
okay.
the
Oh no,
joke
to
is
be
that
fair,
they don't.
to
The
be
joke is
fair,
that
you
it's all free for them.
can get all the free soda you want at Club Cool,
Oh,
Well.
that's right.
but no caffeinated. Okay. So beyond the freestyle machines, is there something that Epic Universe, like clearly you're saying to a listener, if you're going to go to Disney World and you're going to go to 4 theme parks, go to Animal Kingdom, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, and Epic.
Yes.
Correct. So clearly they're doing something better than Disney in, a complete theme park, right? All right. So thank you for that. Thank you for the Epic report. I'm going to go in December and I will let you know how many things you were wrong about.
It'll be 0.
Speaking of things that you're wrong about, Marie, I'd like to talk to you about the Supreme Resort. This is the show you're currently on. We've known each other for a couple of years. As I mentioned, you're one of my favorite. Well, you're my favorite concierge.
Thank you.
Tell me, why are you my favorite concierge?
You tell me.
Oh, do I need to? Is this an ad break or like what?
Oh, this would be a great
No.
time
You know
for
what?
an ad break.
Yeah, hang on.
All
hang
right,
on.
fine.
Your attention, please.
At Single Riders, we don't just believe in love, we believe in options. Whether you're chasing romance, companionship, or a friend to share a Monte Cristo with, our founder, TikTok's own Joe the Bearded Nerd, knows that connection takes courage.
Have you guys ever, been pushed back into the friend zone? Like, you're friends with somebody who you really wanted to be more, and they don't. And, you try to escape. You try to shoot your shot, and they're just, pat you on the head, and they're like, oh, it's okay. Go back to the friend zone you were trying to escape from.
Now, sure, we could talk about how friendship is its own reward, how non-romantic intimacy builds deeper community, and how respecting boundaries is the cornerstone of emotional maturity. But Joe has asked us to remind listeners that the friend zone is in his words. Basically, relationship jail for nice guys who just want to make you laugh on Splash Mountain. Download today using offer code ZONEDENIED and get access to our special mutuals only mode, where feelings may or may not be reciprocated, but Joe will definitely still feel slighted. We want to say something more empowering here, but Joe read the copy and said, make it about how I'm trapped by feminism.
Well, he sped up there at the end. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, whatever your algorithm, whatever you just heard, again, it's your algorithm. You're a monster.
Right.
Okay. So, Marie, on the show, we have argued ad nauseum in several instances about the Supreme Attraction show, et cetera, et cetera. I would like for you to tell us whether we were right or wrong and why on the following. We argued on our very first, very, very long episode about the castles. Sleeping Beauty Castle versus Cinderella Castle both act as weenies for the park. We decided that Cinderella Castle was the supreme castle because it still is the weenie. Whereas at Disneyland, it's less of a weenie because of growth and size and everything else. It's more the Matterhorn is kind of the new
a mountain. Yeah.
So, Marie, which are we right?
No.
Okay, why?
Sleeping Beauty Castle is prettier, and you can actually walk inside of it and see Aurora's whole story. And it is still
Aurora's whole story, or Aurora, or sorry. Okay, so for the record, you can walk through Cinderella Castle,
Even though it's literally the smallest, even though Sleeping Beauty is literally the smallest thing on the planet.
That's right. You can also eat inside Cinderella Castle. You can see
Yeah.
Cinderella's whole story in mosaic tile in Cinderella Castle. Go on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't want to pay $89.99 per person who's over the age of 3 to eat in Cinderella's castle. She's also
exaggerating. It's $69.99.
And Cinderella is not possessive. It's Cinderella.
That's correct.
Thank you for that correction. You're correct.
Castle is the last name. Cinderella is the first.
Cinderella Castle. That's why she's princess.
I was not on this episode.
She was Cinderella Shack, and then she got married, and she's now Cinderella Castle.
Wow.
Okay, so okay, it's expensive. I get it. But continue. Why is Sleeping Beauty Castle better?
And to be fair, it was Cinderella Chateau because she.
That's fair. She's French.
I
Cinderella
personally prefer Sleeping Beauty as a princess to Cinderella as well. And I really like the walkthrough. I like being able to go and see all of the little dioramas and scenes. I like having Maleficent's shadow coming after me. I think it's a superior experience to eating inside the castle.
You prefer to be harrowed by a villain than having a pleasant meal,
Yes.
pleasantly overpriced meal.
Correct.
Okay.
As the weenie, which is what the castle is.
True.
Mm-hmm.
You got your answer.
But
I'm just explaining to Marie why she's wrong.
I'm just thinking
Your
of the times I've
incorrect
been in the
opinions
park
don't
with
work on me. You should know this by now.
Jimmy's
Jimmy
own
facts.
children have vomited in front of.
That's true. I have a
like,
picture of my
scene.
children vomiting in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle. It's so funny.
Oh, that's terrible.
Okay. All right. Next question. We argued that the Matterhorn and the spiritual successor to the Matterhorn, Expedition Everest, and Expedition Everest is the supreme Yeti roller coaster. Are we correct?
Yes.
Why?
I agree. I think Everest is a superior coaster, although it is
True.
also jerky. It does not
quite
break my
as.
back, knees, ankles the way the Matterhorn does.
Some people like that.
Although their Yeti does not work the way that it's
Some people like
supposed
that.
to, it still is terrifying, especially when you're stuck there looking at it and you're like, is it going to work this time? Is it going to work this time? Is it going to get me this time? It never does. But there's
Okay.
still the anticipation.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye versus Dinosaur, formerly Escape from Manhattan. I forget what it was called. Same ride, same track, same everything. The only difference is one is darker and louder. Which is better? Well, we decided that Indiana Jones is better. Is that correct?
Yes,
That's
correct.
And why?
I prefer Indian. You know what? They don't feel like the same track to me. I know that they are, but they don't feel like it. I like all of the twists and turns. I feel like there's more to see in Dinosaur. I feel like it's just dark most of the time, and occasionally I see a dinosaur. In Indy, I can see all the skulls. I can see the bridge that I'm about to fall off of, and the fire that's about to light me up.
A follow-up question. Well, first of all, are you not taken away or taken out of the Q experience because there are no pipes that have ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise in their scientific formulas written?
So somebody pointed out those scientific formulas to me, and I was in awe for about half a second. And then I didn't care anymore.
That sounds like our show.
That's right. That is our show. I was slightly in awe for about half a second.
I have one. I have one for you. New Orleans Square versus Liberty Square.
Wait, hold on a second, Dan. Before we get there, I have a follow-up question on the Indiana Jones.
Okay.
So in Animal Kingdom, they are converting Dinosaur, that whole Dinoland USA, to a Mayan sort of South America theme, a new Encanto, et cetera, et cetera. When they convert Dinosaur to Indiana Jones, will it in fact be Temple of the Forbidden Ojo? Because it's in South America. So it's instead of Temple of Forbidden. My point is it's going to be the exact same thing, right? It's just going to be Anaheim and Orlando.
They're not going to redo the track.
They're not going to redo anything, right? It's just going to be the same ride.
I hope you're wrong about that. Come on.
I mean, this current Disney, do you think I'm going to be that wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I just hope you're wrong.
Okay. Okay, Dan, your question.
New Orleans Square versus Liberty Square.
New Orleans
We
Square
got
wins.
New Orleans Square was the winner. Did we get it right?
Yeah, you got it right.
Why?
New Orleans Square is prettier. I love walking through there much more than Liberty Square. Liberty Square doesn't do anything for me. I don't know. Maybe it's just a personal preference.
You don't have a river of poop in New Orleans?
Exactly. Yeah.
However,
I'm okay with that.
I've seen a river of poop in New Orleans in this century. In this decade, I've seen
have I. However,
no, that's fair. I as much as I really do appreciate Liberty Square after all the research, you're still correct.
Yeah.
All right, two more. Eric, you have one?
Oh, I didn't. I didn't come prepared for this, but
well, neither did I.
You know what?
But I can
you know
think.
what? You know what?
Tell me.
Kali River Rapids
There we go.
versus Grizzly River Run.
Correct. We decided that Grizzly River Run was supreme because of just the general vibe, atmosphere, etc.
Also 2 drops.
Also 2 drops. Also longer. Also less shame about deforestation.
Well, I was going to leave that part out because that seems like it's tipping the scales. But
fair enough.
We all know how much Marie is anti-deforestation.
very much so. Yes.
She says with a chainsaw in her hand.
Oh.
Don't mind me and my chainsaw. I prefer Grizzly River Rapids.
Yeah. And why?
I think it's just a more fun experience, and I like having that bear chasing me down. You hear the bear everywhere.
You don't like Joe Rohde chasing you with environmental messages?
His earring?
What about Joe Rogan?
What if Joe Rogan was chasing you?
Yeah.
Also less preferable.
Okay. Final question, Dan. I need you to take your headphones off for just a second. Earmuffs.
Okay.
Okay. Marie.
Yes.
The Haunted Mansion.
Oh no.
Both were designed at the same time. They use the exact same animatronics. They use the exact same thing, et cetera, et cetera. They were designed at the same time. They were open in 2 different years only because Magic Kingdom wasn't open yet. So they were designed at the same time in the same warehouse. They're the same ride with an exception in that there's more show scenes on the Doom Buggy in Florida. The busts, the whole MC Escher staircases with the footprints, interactive queue,
I know
no
what
speed
you're
ramp.
about. I know what you're talking about.
No,
Marie,
you don't.
which we decided that the Florida Haunted Mansion was the supreme haunted mansion. Were we right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Why?
Hello, the speed ramp that brings you from the graveyard back to the
Thank
living.
you. Thank you.
Come on.
Yes. Exactly.
Well, okay. So we haven't, Marie, this is a genuine question. These things are constantly changing. Disneyland will never be complete, yada, yada, yada. There's a new queue at the Haunted Mansion. There's a new shop at the Haunted Mansion in Anaheim. How do we relitigate these points?
Or do we?
But how do we relitigate this? My thought is we don't go through the history because we've already done it. We've already gone through the past stuff. So now the only thing that has changed is what is there today. So my thought was we kind of, we do a point system. So like, let's just say, I don't remember, but let's just say Haunted Mansion had 7 points in Florida and 6 points in Anaheim, right? The only points that matter are the current queue and the current ride. So whatever that disparity is, and we have to kind of go through again and argue those points at whatever point value they were at without, with the history and all that stuff. So is that how we do it? Is it like an appellate court thing? And do we have somebody that's not the 3 of us come in and help us decide that?
I feel like that's dangerous. I don't know. I feel like just leave it alone. I mean, I disagree with what your ruling was, but I know I'm right. I don't need you all to agree with me. I know that Anaheim Haunted Mansion is the better mansion, and if you all want to be incorrect, that's fine. We can leave it at that.
How do you feel about Haunted Mansion Holiday?
I actually love Haunted Mansion Holiday, and it doesn't bother me that we have that for half of the year.
Right, you are incorrect, but okay.
She's lost all credibility to Dan.
Oh no, Dan's out.
Okay, well that was it. And let's, gentlemen, do you have anything that you'd like to ask Marie? Or
I'm just curious if any stand out to you that are especially egregious, or if you have any feedback that we should take about the show in general.
Yeah, Marie has been listening to the show for a long time, so I'm also interested in a very open question like that.
Oh wow. I can't think. I listen to the show all the time, but I don't remember all of the rulings that I disagree with. I think.
Right.
Well, it doesn't have to be rulings. It could just be general, like as the avatar for the listener.
Mm-hmm.
What should we do more of? What should we do less of?
Like, I mean, obviously more things like Dollywood Reporter and Six Flags Show. We got that.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, they respond well to that. Yeah.
So
Dan, I'm sorry, Marie. Asher is tugging on Dan's sleeve again.
Lady Frankenstein taught me that being mad at science but still doing it is called innovation, or crime, depending on who's grading you. I think it's cause scientists don't have bosses.
That's fair.
Asher's takes.
So Marie, I'm not going to put you on the spot anymore. With one exception. We met several years ago in a small conference room at the Howard Johnson's on Harbor Boulevard. Okay?
The sort of place I never go to.
We were doing a trivia amongst the concierge.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the questions was, Disneyland opened on July 17th of what year? Marie says, I got this. And that year was?
1956.
That is the year that Marie wrote down. No, I don't need your help, nerds. I got this.
It's true.
We're still friends. I don't know how. I don't know why. But now, Marie, had you listened to the Supreme Resort prior to that exchange?
We had. Yeah, I had. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you were familiar with.
She knew about the river of poop and all the other stuff.
All the things.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay, well, gentlemen, you have any other questions for Marie before we let her go?
Oh, are we just deliberately like discrediting her? Is that what the point of that was?
That was the point. Yeah. So
okay. All right. Well, that's done.
She now knows that it was
1974.
It was 1955.
Okay. All right. See, we all grow. We all change. We're not always right, are we, Marie?
No, sometimes we have Jimmy facts. Tell your listeners about your Jimmy facts.
Are you talking about?
Oh, we've run out of time.
Here we.
No, darn it! Hey, Marie, it was great having you. No, seriously, unless you have anything else ready to close up the old fun bag. No?
I think
all right, well,
yeah.
Marie, thank you so much. Listener, please listen to Spokes wherever you find the Hub Crawl on your favorite podcast catcher app. It is a different network, but we all love each other and we're all connected. So we have other shows on the network. You heard about Bantha Milk Podcast with Rob, who is a co-host of Marie. There is Ears Up, of course, which is the podcast about Disneyland. Most of the time, Eric's on that. Eric's on that all of the time, but most of the time it's about Disneyland, right? There is the Puny Pod, which is a spoiler-free watch-along, rewatch of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We will be finishing Scraping the Vault at some point, and I think that's it.
I should mention on Bantha Milk news.
Yes.
Rob has a new co-host.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. With Marie mentioned James, producer.
I know,
James.
It's worth mentioning again. Like that was a great episode. So if you don't know anything about Star Wars, great like intro episode into the Star Wars
Very
thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Summer of Pedro Pascal.
Also a new podcast for those of you who are fans, and there are many of you fans of the classic Mummy franchise, not the newer movies with Brendan Fraser, but the old Universal films.
Don't you mean the newer movies with Tom Cruise?
No, not those. I mean, I'm talking about the old classic Universal
with
monster. With Dick Cheney, the classic Mummy movies. Don't forget to look out for the new podcast, Mum's the Word. Because Universal monsters
is that on the same
relevant.
Network as Crazy for Swayze?
I believe it is
the same network. Okay,
and the Harrison comparison and
the Harrison
Bowie's playing.
Don't forget about Bowie's playing. That's a real one.
Some people listen to it.
Yeah, you should listen to it. It's fun. Okay, well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here, Marie. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, listener. Until next time, be good to each other, and court is adjourned.
Should we have done like a true versus? Just something where Marie like.
Well, we didn't research any true verses.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
we researched universes.
That was good.
Awesome. Thanks, Marie.
It's time for Dan's closing argument, though.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Tell us why.
I'm looking for something. I'm not in that mode. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, okay, fine.
Marie, do you want to give us your closing argument? Oh,
closing argument for what?
Marie, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that.
It was fun. Thanks for having me.
I enjoyed it. It was good.
Did you?
You did a good job. I did. It was fun.
Thanks.
Normally, I'm looking at my watch.
Here.
Yeah,
Even
normally we're just boring him with facts.
He's closing.
Oh, it's happening.
We often don't get a ton of listenership when we have guests on. I think that this one might change it. Because when people see the word epic in the title, they will say to themselves, I like epic things. I like math. I like celestial seasonings, which is a tea. My favorite tea is the one with the tiger. It tastes like spices and memories. There are so many memories that people can think about. Memories of love, of happiness, which are not necessarily different things. In fact, some would say love and happiness are both positive things. I would say that they are. And that is why it's time for us all to have a big cup of sleepy time.
Well said. Very well said.
Dan, the only person who knows when that swell comes.
Oh, and he's not the only one. All right. Well, thank you, Marie. It was fun. We should probably stop recording just so we have.
All right. Well, hey.
All right. So time code.
Dan has officially failed coming back in. I'm getting error messages.
Okay. So should we stop and start over?
I'm going to stop it and reboot the.
By the way, we're not going to start over, Marie. We're just going to pick up from where we left off.
Sure.
So should we?
But we might pretend that we're restarting.
Do we just refresh?
Okay, now we are recording again. Welcome back. And who wants to start talking?
I will.